Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the post-race press conference for the Qatar Airways Paris ePrix, the 8th round of the 2017-2018 ABB Formula E Championship, and a fantastic home victory for Eric Vergne for Techeetah. Second place we have Lucas de Grassi for Audi Sport Ab Schäffler, and in third place Sam Bird for DS Virgin Racing. Okay, Jeff, a home victory, that is something that all drivers dream of, and you had a clinical victory today, your fourth of the season, and opened up a point advantage again in the championship. Tell us how you feel about this, what must be an emotional win for you today.
Well, it was clearly I think my most emotional win by far. There was a race that I wanted to win this year. It was clearly Paris, and to have done it in such a good way today with pole position and race win was absolutely amazing. I couldn't be happier, especially it was my birthday this week. So it's been an incredible week, and I think I'm going to need a few days to learn on my feet and racing again next weekend. But no, I have to thank my team. Rome was a tough one for me. You have sometimes you have low weekends, and Rome was a low one for me. So it's always hard for the confidence. But we worked very hard, and coming back here in Paris, I think it shows that we can turn things around.
The consistency has been there this year. You've either won or finished fifth, it seems, in this year's championship, and like I said, that 31-point advantage now for you. Do you consider yourself in the box seat now for the title?
No, still not. I don't like to think about the title. It's still far away, and I take one race after the other. And in Formula E anything can happen. I mean, we can score 29 points in a weekend, 31. I have a bad weekend. Sam has a fantastic weekend. He's already there. So I don't want the team to think that we can relax. I'm gonna still push them very hard until the very last race, and this is how we're gonna do it.
Thank you, Jeff, and well done to you. Congratulations to the Techeetah team as well. Moving over to Lucas de Grassi. Lucas, a patient first stint from you today, but it paid dividends in the end with the second place and your third consecutive podium in the championship.
I had a good run again today. Shame about qualifying and missed super pole by 5 thousandths of a second to Andre, and it was super tight in the end. If you don't qualify on the top 3, top 4, it's very difficult to fight for the victory, because in the end, I mean, you get stuck a lot in traffic, especially here in Paris, which is so hard to overtake. Then in my first stint, I took a conservative approach. I did, I think, 2 laps more than the leaders, and then on the second stint, my car was really good. I was catching up quite a bit. Then Andre tried to overtook Sam and created a mess. I used that opportunity to pass Sam, and then Andre was over-consuming every lap in front of me. So at one point I knew that he was gonna either had to lift a lot, or he was gonna run out of energy. And then he did a mistake. I went side by side. He crashed me into the wall. That was the first time. That was 3 laps before the end, or 4 laps before the end. And then that was the first time actually he touched my car. Before he was waving around 2 or 3 or 4 times each straight. So that was not a very good behavior. And then when he ran out of energy just before corner 10, when I was going to overtake him, he also tried to block me without energy, which makes no sense, and almost finished my race for the second time. And then after that I managed to finish second, so great result. My 23rd podium in Formula E. Super happy to be on the podium. Super happy to be scoring a podium every single race. Actually, a second every single race after the car was fixed. So we have to move up from now and try to score some maybe our first win in our home race in a few weeks.
Geography lessons. Thank you.
Home race was cancelled.
Lucas, you touched and you described on the battle with Andre in the second phase there. Would you expect some post-race penalties potentially for Andre?
100%.
Okay, it's fairly conclusive. Sam, let's move on to you. Third position, third on three wheels as well. A dramatic end to the race for you, but just describe it first of all, because Lucas has gone into it a little bit, but obviously it's a contentious issue on that final stretch to the flag.
Shall I describe the race first and then we'll do that, or do you want me just to go straight into the end? Or
you can answer the question. Yeah.
By the way, the first car was good. Anyway, look, I mean, we actually discussed in driver's briefing. Normally we don't discuss what happens in driver's briefing, but we did discuss this exact thing where you cannot move under braking. You can't do like a late swerve when people are obviously going to be overtaking. It's not correct in any form of motorsport. That's not correct. So I believe what we saw today from the particular driver that we're speaking about is not correct. I do have to go from here to the stewards to explain my side of the story. However, I believe that I'm not really in the wrong. It's too much from Andre. It's too much right now. I had a bit of it in Punta. It's a bit too aggressive, and it needs to be told.
And earlier in the race, Sam, just going back to your first phase of the event today.
There we go.
Yeah, again, you were quite close to Jev, and you had a Jev on the in-lap.
Yeah.
So pace-wise, it was.
Yeah, it was a token. It was a token nibble to tell him I was there, because I was a bit far back. But I thought, well, why not? I think I had 1% more than him. But Jev drove a very smart race. I think there were times when he was trying to back me into Andre. But fair play. I mean, he had his teammate behind, and if he could use him, I think he would have liked to have used him to create a buffer, because he is fighting me for the title currently. That's fair play. You're tired? Maybe it's 20 minutes in. But no, he did a very smart race, a very clinical, and congratulations to him on winning on home soil. I know how special that is, and congrats to him. He's fully deserved that today.
Nice word, Sam, and well done to you and the DS Virgin Racing team. Just one final question for Jean-Eric. Like you said, a momentous week. Jean-Eric, your birthday, of course, and now this win on home turf. You were born and bred in Paris. Talk about the event. It's now in the third edition of this race, and as we can all see, it's growing massively. A huge crowd here today.
I think it's, first of all, we're racing in the most beautiful city in the world. It's not because I'm Parisian, but many people agree with me.
Apart from one next to you.
Yeah, well, search on Google, most beautiful city in the world, is Paris going to come first, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's São Paulo.
You ever been to Slough?
Whatever. I also think that, for example, Rome is an amazing race, but the track is not central. It's not around the Coliseum. Here, we got the best location ever in the Formula E calendar. So the track is, yeah, of course, it is hard to overtake, but same in Hong Kong, for example, same in many other tracks. And I think Paris has done an amazing job to create an event that is growing massively. I mean, to see the amount of fans there were today. The level of the organization that increased massively compared to last year, everything looked a lot more beautiful. I think it was a very successful event, and I'm happy that the Mayor of Paris is backing us to keep moving forward with the Formula E Championship, and I can't wait to get back there next year.
Thank you, Jeff, and well done again to you and the team today.